One feature the Apache web server supports is this concept of virtual hosts. So if we were to go into the Apache configuration directory, and let's just go into the sites enabled, and we'll take a look at the configuration file. I'm going to use VI to edit the configuration file. Now you can see here, we've got this virtual host directive. So if I wanted to create a new virtual host, what I could do would be to say virtual host. And then if I wanted to bind it to a particular IP address, what I could do would be to say 172.30.42. Let's say 19 is one of the IP addresses on my system. I could do something like this. I could also specify, let's say www. And we'll just use foo.com. So when you connect to a web server, one of the headers that actually gets sent is this host header. And the host header will tell the server which host that you want to connect to, which is part of what enables this particular functionality. So if I were to say, this is the host that I'm actually looking for, because what you can have is multiple host names running on a particular web server instance. So I could have a lot of different domain names that were bound to a particular IP address, and then I could have my Apache configuration file here, say my virtual host, and then I've got a set of directives here. So I could say server admin, and then I could give it a different document root, because I probably don't want to use the same document root across multiple virtual hosts, because probably I want different content for each virtual host. So let's say var/www/www.foo.com/docs, for example. And now I could set log directives here, or I could set some other variables or other options within this virtual host. And then when I'm all done, I just close out this set of directives and I have a new virtual host. So virtual hosts allow me to have a number of different hosts or domain names that are bound to a particular server, which would have maybe a single IP address. And then I could have a number of different security settings for each of my domains. So I could have different document routes, different settings. For example, I might have, it would probably be unwise to do this, but I might have directory listings enabled on one where I wouldn't on another. Or I might allow script execution on one where I might not on another. So I can have a lot of different settings for each virtual host entry that I have. And of course, virtual hosting is one of the things that we can do with Apache. It's very easy to do. I could have actually created a whole separate configuration file here, and I could have done something like 001-foo.com.conf. And then when Apache loaded up, it would read all of the configuration files that were in my site's enabled directory. And then I would get the configuration for that particular file that would include maybe just the configuration for that one virtual host.